All right, so we had yet another GOP debate. And let me just start off by saying I'm a registered Republican, but I'm not a Republican anymore. I'm not a Tea Partier. I don't support the Tea Party, and I'm not a Republican. More and more, I'm starting to realize I don't agree with virtually anything they talk about, because that's all they do, is they just talk. They just talk. They just want a white Christian conservative to do the same bullshit over and over again. Anytime someone has the balls or the temerity to do what it is that they claim they want to do, in fact, this has been proven. There was a poll released several months ago which showed that Tea Partiers don't want to cut welfare warfare. And I don't agree with the Tea Party at all in any way, shape, or form. The Tea Party is simply non. It's basically non John McCain's. That's all the Tea Party is. It's people who don't like John McCain, the Rush Limbaughs, the Sean Hannitys. It's them. They've left, and yeah, some libertarians, but the libertarians don't have a chance right now. That may change at some point. In fact, I'm not so sure that's not going to be what happens in the future. Maybe we'll have some sort of economic destruction in the markets, and then something's going to happen, some sort of depressionary, like serious depressionary move. Or 40% are unemployed, serious. Dow down to 3,000. I mean, just serious, really fucked up shit. That's the only way I can see someone like Ron Paul getting elected. The GOP, they are so stupid. They are electing someone who will not really do anything. They're going to elect Mitt Romney or Rick Perry, and they're not going to do anything to really change fundamentally where this country is going. And who knows what Rick Perry will do? That guy's a joke. He's just a total fake. Mitt Romney, fake. He may do what he says, but what does he say he's going to do? Oh, he's going to start war with Iran. That's what we need, another fucking war. So, I mean, it's pretty bad last night. I actually was cheering for John Huntsman. That's how fucked up things are. Because he was talking about bringing our troops home from Afghanistan. Afghanistan! That shouldn't even be a question at this point. I mean, it's just absurd. It's so frustrating watching all this stuff. People, and then the GOP, the Tea Party. What is their obsession with illegal immigration? It's like a fetish. It drives me crazy because out of all the issues I hear Ron Paul talking about, and as I understand, the issues that are a threat to the United States, illegal immigration is not one of them. Welfarism is one of them, okay? And see, here's the reality of it. The Tea Partiers want welfarism. They support welfarism. So what would remove the negative of, quote, illegal immigration? By getting rid of welfare. Well, they don't want to do that. They would rather put up this giant fence that's going to supposedly keep them out. I don't get it. It's just, and more the last few weeks, I've been realizing that I don't fit in the GOP party. I'm too big. I don't have the same ideals. I don't fit in the Democratic Party. Sure on that one. I mean, the Democrats today, some of the people are floating out this idea that they're gonna sue employers for not hiring people. And Peter Schiff was saying that the government told him he couldn't hire anymore. It's unbelievable. But I guess I'm losing my voice as I do this. I guess this is what happens when you have a democracy. Everyone's trying to grab a hold of that pendulum so that they can sling it and hit the other side up against the fucking head. Everyone wants control so that they can do some stupid shit. They can do what they want to do irrespective of the Constitution. So the Constitution, of course, does not give the government authority to steal money from its citizens to force, through force of arms, democracies on other nations. Okay, of course it's not constitutional. But the GOP is going to do it. The neocon right and left are going to do it. They don't give a shit about the Constitution. And so the reason I'm mentioning that is because at least the Democrats don't pretend to give a shit about the Constitution, except maybe for some on the far, far left. The GOP or the Tea Party, they pretend to pay homage to the Constitution, and they just totally they don't care about the steps it takes to get anywhere. They just like talking about it. We need to get rid of the Department of Education. Do they ever do it? No. Is Mitt Romney going to do it? No. Do you think Perry's going to get that done? No, not really. The Federal Reserve. What do they want to do with the Federal Reserve? Oh, they want to audit it. Oh, that's nice. So let's see what all kinds of illegal activity they've been doing. But are we going to do anything about it? Are you going to abolish it? No, no, no. We're not going to do anything about it. So it's all talk. They're never going to do anything, put the wheels into motion to change anything. That's why I really want Ron Paul to run as an independent or to drop out and let Rand Paul run. I mean, I'm serious at this point. I hate even saying that, but he's not going to win the GOP nomination. They're just too fucking stupid. They're too big into war. They got their war boner. They're never going to admit that we've made mistakes, that we're ever wrong. They're just going to continue on the war path. They're going to go into Iran next, especially if the economy unravels. Oh, we're going to be in Iran. And if I'm Ahmadinejad, I don't fight a soul. I just lay down and let them come in to make it look as embarrassing as possible. But Ahmadinejad, I guess he's not really in control there. But anyway, I won't get into that. Ironically, we're going to wipe Iran off the map. That's weird. I guess actions don't speak louder than words. So, I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. It's so frustrating. You can't get these people to wake the fuck up. And really, I guess what it all boils down to is it's a simple ideal. We Ron Paulians, we are willing to not get Social Security if it means we can get our liberties back. And everyone else isn't. They're just a bunch of money-grubbing big government whores. Big government cock whores. And that's pretty much it. I mean, that's really what we're dealing with here. And so in every debate, it's just they want to know who's going to do it, who's going to solve the problems with as little pain as possible. And there's no way that can happen. Well, there is, but they don't think there is. I mean, the way to do it without as little pain as possible is to bring our troops home. See, now again, this could happen. Ron Paul could get elected, but it's going to take a major catastrophe in the economy. I mean, major. It would take such a catastrophe that even the Republican base is saying, okay, we got to bring our troops home. Maybe there's a situation where we can't get them home. I don't know. It's just thinking out loud. I can't see it happening any other way. I wish there was. And this is why I wanted Rand Paul to run. Because I think he would be winning in the polls, in the GOP poll right now, if he were running. Because he's better, he's younger, and Ron Paul, he has a hard time talking, even getting his words straight now. And I don't know if it better not be dementia. That's all we fucking need right now. And it's just these little things are starting to really kind of worry me, and it's starting to annoy me. And he's not doing bad necessarily. It's just I don't see how he can go any further unless there's some sort of fundamental shift within the base of the party. Is he going to convert them over to being anti-war? Seriously? I mean, good luck. I mean, like I said, the only way that happens is if something bad, seriously bad, happens. Something happens to where it puts their pride on the back burner and replaces it with fear. And so they start thinking from a fear base, and that's often not what you need. But think about that for a second. You know, people talk about 2012 being, the year of enlightenment or revolution, a change. What would be more revolutionary than the United States adopting a Ron Paul type foreign policy? Think about that for a second. Because I think one of the great walls of peace, of friendship, is Israel and the United States now. And I absolutely hate saying that, but the more I start analyzing it, it's like, we're not willing, and Israel certainly, and I understand Israel has they have things to worry about, I get that. But we're not ever willing to let go of anything. Why are we still judging Iran for things that happened, as Ron Paul said, 30, 40 years ago? Why are we still doing that? And it's not as if our shit don't stink. It's not as if we don't do things that are bad. So why is it we feel we need to interfere with other countries and their politics and what they want to do? You're better off actually bringing them in, showing them how you do it, having a conversation with them, convincing them face to face. See, we have this sort of self-fulfilling prophecy here in America where we don't talk to anyone, we wall them off, we call them evil, then they call us evil, we say we need regime change, and they say they need regime change. and then they start building nukes, and then it creates its own problem. Well, let's say if Ron Paul were elected, his first week he went down to Cuba, had a meeting with whoever their leader is now. I don't think it's Castro anymore, and did what he could to open up trade relations with Cuba, ignoring all the bullshit. Has a dialogue and explains the benefits as he can do like not like many other on liberty and freedom. Then he goes to Venezuela, gives a speech on liberty in Venezuela, talks with what's his face, goes to Iran, does the same thing. Can you imagine? Goes to Israel, gives the same speech. Goes to Palestine with a lot of security detail, gives a speech on freedom and liberty. He would open it up. Can you imagine that? And I'm not going to sit here and say there would be some conflicts. I don't know, maybe there would be. But it would be between the two individuals responsible in that conflict to deal with it, and not us. That's the most important thing. When we interject ourselves, we become the responsible party, and then we get shat on, and we have to spend billions and trillions of dollars. So, I don't know. Just imagine that and tell me that would not be revolutionary. And it's amazing that I'm even having to say this, because that's how little I think of our foreign policy. And so we've got to reject the foreign policy god players who think that we can sit there and play like little puppets in the Middle East and create this perfect brew of, oh, we got a democracy over here, we got a, they'll keep them in line and blah, blah, blah. They think they're just little puppet masters. And it's bullshit. It never works. That's why we have chaos in the Middle East. So that's pretty much it. I'm losing my throat. My voice is gone. See ya.